The Oklahoma Sooners had gotten a big commit from a three-star offensive tackle out of Fulton, Mississippi, in Isaiah Autry. And here's why it's big. Because Isaiah Autry comes in at 6'6", 290 pounds per 247 Sports. And when you look at what he's able to do on the field, he is able to just overpower people. And I recently got a chance to sit down with Isaiah Autry and talk to him. Now, please bear with me because either my internet wasn't very good or something. So it does cut up a little bit, but we're going to get him back on the podcast here sometime soon. And we'll talk a little bit more about the class and kind of wrap it up and talk about what it was like to be a part of the recruiting process and get guys to the University of Oklahoma. But today, you guys are going to hear a little bit about why Isaiah Autry chose the University of Oklahoma, who he's recruiting here in this 2024 class, and kind of what some of his goals and expectations are going into his senior season. But guys, before we dive into the interview, we want to hear from you guys. So go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are around the 6'6", 290-pound commit at the University of Oklahoma, Isaiah Autry. All right, guys, we are back today with another recruit. And this one's going to be a little special. It's 2024. Yes, we're going back, not doing 2025 today, but we're going to cover the 2024 class. And we've got Isaiah Autry, the 6'6", 290 pounds. I'm assuming 247 has got everything correct. 6'6", 290-pound offensive tackle out of Fulton, Mississippi. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
It's awesome. It's awesome. All right. Well, hey, Isaiah, appreciate you hopping on the show today and giving Sooner Nation just an opportunity to learn a little bit more about you before you head to Norman, before you get on campus. And I guess the first question I got to ask you is, why did you choose Oklahoma? Out of all the places you could have went, why Oklahoma?
And it started off when me and Coach B had some type of really good relationship, just texting here and there. Then I finally had got to go up there, and after that, it just went up from there. What Coach Venables is doing up there is something I just really want to be a part of. And Coach B is just known for being a very great coach, and he's the type of coach that I really want.
Yeah, so one of the questions that I have is your relationship with Bill Bedenbow. But I'm assuming a part of, kind of what led you to look at Oklahoma was Bill Bedenbow's track record with offensive linemen in the NFL.
Yeah, yes, sir. I noticed that a lot. I got to meet a good few of them. I got to meet Orlando. I got to meet Creed. I got to meet Kyler Murray and all of them, but mainly the linemen I got to meet and talk to a lot of them.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Maybe you get to Oklahoma, you get to the NFL, and you can go to Oklahoma 2.0, which is Kansas City, which is where Creed's at right now. Orlando was at one point. So they seem to love the Oklahoma Sooners and what Bill Bedenbaugh's putting out. But go ahead and give us a little bit more insight. What's your relationship with Bill Bedenbaugh look like?
It's pretty good. We talk pretty much every single day, and it's just going up. Like I really enjoy talking to him, and I already know everybody knows he's a really hard coach, but you always want that type of coach to push you past what you think you can do.
Okay. Okay. Love to see it. So you had at least 247. I'm looking on their website. Shows you had about 15 offers, and you didn't just have like 15 offers. You had 15 offers, and they were from pretty elite schools. You had one from Alabama, you had one from Auburn, Florida State, Oregon, which Oregon, they've been recruiting the offensive line pretty well. So I'm assuming you took visits to some schools. Is there anything that stood out between some of the other visits you took and the visits you've taken to Oklahoma?
Yeah, what mainly stood as a lot of the other schools, like majority of them, they just talk about mainly football. But when I got up to OU, they mainly talked about the first thing they talked about was graduation because football is going to end at some point for everyone. And the main thing is that when football's over with, what do you have planned after that? Because everybody's dream is to go to the NFL, but not everyone's gonna make it. So you always gotta have another plan.
Yes, that is 100% true. So, what do you plan on doing with your college degree while you're there?
Sir, it's hard to hear you.
Oh, I said, what do you plan on doing in college for a college degree?
I have been in my mind. I thought about going to exercise science or somewhere in the ag program.
Okay. Okay. Oklahoma's got a good agricultural program. Like them a lot. So you definitely know what you want to do outside of football. And it's good that you're looking at a future without football because, like you said, anything can happen. Football doesn't last forever. So now that you're committed to the University of Oklahoma, is there anybody that you're specifically targeting and you're recruiting to Oklahoma? Somebody you're trying to get to be a part of this special class?
I've been talking to quite a few of them. Like, I know his first name is Eugene, and you got Grant Briggs. There's quite at least around five that I've been talking to that feel really good about Oklahoma.
Yes, Grant Bricks would be an exciting one. I think he has the potential to probably be one of the best offensive linemen in this class. The dude is just talented. He's just in Iowa, so not a lot of opportunity to be seen by all the big people. But Grant Bricks is incredible, and then Eugene Brooks. I like that one. That's a name that's not really thrown around a whole lot, but Oklahoma's sneakily in really good position for, especially against Texas. It seems like Texas was in the running for that one. So, what are some of your goals for this upcoming season that you have? Your upcoming senior season, and then do you have any goals for when you get to Norman yet?
I don't have like any major goals right now. Just whenever like I'm going through challenges, I just set a goal for that until I reach it, and I just keep going up past there. But for the football season, you're talking about this coming season?
Yes, your upcoming senior season.
Okay. So this upcoming season, it's just like I'm mainly just trying to get better and push myself, like not give up on any play. Do block I like to block past the whistle, but at the same time I gotta respect the ref sometimes because it does get a little crazy. But my whole goal is just trying to make myself a better player. Like I work out twice a day, and every other day I'm doing O line drills and get my fellow teammates to come with me when I do it.
So, what does an offensive line drill look like, and what does a workout structure look like for you?
For the O line drills, it start off with regular warm ups. Like if you got pregame warm up, just to get you warmed up a little bit. Then you got the band drills, and you got a mix of medicine balls. You always do the ladder drill. You got a knee on the ground working 45 vertical. You got a board on the ground where you're working run block and everything, and throw other explosive drills in there just to help out with it.
Okay, okay, I like to see that. I like to hear a little bit more about that and how you guys work out and what kind of some of those drills look like. So, as an offensive lineman, right, what is one of the most important things that you need to work on this senior season to improve and be the best O lineman that you can be coming into college?
Well, one thing I think for me, I could probably say is when I strike, because I have a very good grip. Because when they try to knock hands down, like it don't work. But mainly is that D linemen are coming with all these new crazy moves and everything. So I'm just working on, like, I watch YouTube a lot, and I've been to camps when I was younger as a D lineman to know every move that they have. So when every move they throw, I already know how to like stop it.
Okay, okay. So you said during COVID, these offensive linemen have learned new techniques that mainly haven't been there in the past to be able to.
Not,
Make that.
I'm talking about like I mean like the D linemen. Like they're like I've been in D line a lot, and they're always coming out with new moves for an offense. So I always try to work hard every day to where if they move, I'll be ready for it.
Okay, that's interesting. I actually have not heard that yet, so that's actually pretty interesting. So let's kind of get into some fun questions here. Let's get Sooner Nation an opportunity to learn just a little bit more about you. But pineapples on pizza, what's your take?
Oh, I like that. Every time I get pizza, I always have pineapples on it.
Okay. All right. That's kind of been the consensus with some of the other recruits and players that we've had on the podcast that they like pineapples on pizza, but it ain't for me. It's not for me. So if you could travel any place in the world today, you were just given an endless budget, you could go somewhere for 2 to 3 weeks. Where are you traveling?
Probably to Hawaii because my mom's been to Hawaii when she played college ball, and ever since I was young, I always wanted to go there.
Okay. Now, I don't know, have you ever been on a cruise before? Have you ever been cruising?
I have.
Yeah, okay, so little life hack there. There is a Carnival Cruise Lines has a 7, and I'm not sponsored by Carnival Cruise, so this is not a sponsorship here, but Carnival Cruise Lines has a 17-day cruise that you can take. It leaves from, I think it's Los Angeles or somewhere out there in California, and then you go out to Hawaii. It's 17 days. You visit all the spots in Hawaii, and you come back. It's about $1,700 is what it costs. I'm like, you can't go to Hawaii for that cheap. Like, that's incredible. And then, cruising is just fun in general. I don't know if you like cruising, but I just love cruising. So if you're ever looking for a cheaper way to get out there, it's a good way to get out there. All right.
You're right on that.
So,
My mom.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I just told my mom just told me how like they are really expensive, but if you ever get one of them chances where they're not that high, because they already talking about whenever I'm gone, they're gonna be on a lot of trips, ships lately.
You know what? It seems like that's what parents do when you move out of the house and you get an opportunity. It seems like they go do all the fun stuff without you. And I'm just like, come on, guys. You couldn't have taken me at least
They
once to some of these trips. So, all right. Well, hey, Isaiah, a couple more questions I got for you. I'm a little crazy here. People know this on the podcast. And I haven't asked this question in a while, but somebody brought it up the other day, and I figured I'd ask this question to you and throw it to you. So the other day, I was on a podcast. We were talking about food, and one of my crazy food things that I do is peanut butter and jelly wrapped up in a tortilla. Give us your thoughts.
I ne I never even heard of that. I mean, it sounds like it could be good, but I never tried that.
It's a little weird, but the reason why I do it is so I got medication that makes you gain weight and everything. And so you got to watch the carbs a little bit. Tortillas have great keto, carbo, whatever, what you want to watch. And so you can wrap it up in a tortilla and eat it. It's a different experience. But I get hated on a lot. But we like to ask everybody what their opinions are on it because it's just a fun question.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So do you have any other visits planned to Norman? Do you plan to get out here for the season, watch some games? Have you been to Norman to watch games this season?
I haven't been to any games for Norman, but I'm planning on coming back July 28th, I believe. And then later on in the season I'll try to come to some football games.
Okay, so you're going to be at the party at the Palace on July 28th.
I plan to be there.
All right. So do you plan on talking Williams Nwaneri into committing to Oklahoma? Because it sounds like he might be on the verge of making a commitment.
Yeah, we've all been trying to get him to come on home.
So what's your pitch? What's your pitch to a recruit to come to Oklahoma? as a player, from a player to a player?
I mean, when I've been talking to the other linemen, I'm what, like a lot of times, like we be talking about Oklahoma, and then you just try to see like what type of coach they are. Because for me, for the linemen, everybody knows Coach B is a hard coach, but you see that, but you don't want no coach that's gonna be soft on you. Because if because if you got a soft coach, you're not gonna really get pushed that hard. But you see what Coach B has done, like it's gonna be hard, but in the end, it's all gonna be worth it.
It is going to be worth it. And again, like I said, with his track record, you can trust him to get you to the next destination, get you to the next level. And I think that's important for players and recruits to keep in mind when they're being coached by Bill Belichick. I love it. So, kind of going back and shifting a little bit more to your recruitment, I always like to hear this from recruits. Out of some of the other places you visited, what is your favorite stadium that you've been to?
The the favorite stadium.
Yes,
Um,
like layout or with fans in it during the game. Like, what has been your favorite stadium that you visited?
it was others. Like I've had a few, like when I went to like Florida State and all that, but when I came to OU to the spring game, and I didn't think it was really gonna be that loud, and I loved it when I got to OU to that game.
The spring game was definitely great. It was a good spring game. Definitely, if you're going to come out this year, you need to come out to a night game. I don't think they've announced a night game yet, but you'll have to come out to a night game because Oklahoma really gets rocking and they got those new LED lights out there. Definitely provides a whole new atmosphere. So, all right.
Yeah, I plan on. I've already been working it out at home with the games that I have, and trying to find like times where if I do come to this game, I have to leave at night, or because we do have Thursday games here and there.
Ah, I see. I see. All right. Well, hey, you know what, Isaiah? I appreciate you coming on the show. And listen, I know that you're at some 7-on-7 tryouts with your stepdad. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you go and I'm going to let you get to whatever you need to do there. But I appreciate you coming on and giving us about 15 minutes of your time to talk about Oklahoma football and your recruitment. Where can the people find you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm pretty much on everything.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, Isaiah, we appreciate you coming on. Guys, if you have not already, go ahead and hit that like, hit the subscribe button, jump down in the comments below. If you got questions for Isaiah, jump over to Twitter, leave them in the comments, and we will see you guys next time. Okay, so Isaiah Autry, the 6'6", 290-pound offensive tackle. There you go. You guys have it. You got to hear from him. So, guys, go ahead. Again, as we said at the beginning, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your questions are. I want to hear from you guys what you think the future of this offensive line is going to look like for the University of Oklahoma and Bill Belichick as the 2024 cycle goes to potentially conclude.